Going on, my PT peeps and my Walking Dead family? One Eyebrow back from the PT channel to talk about The Walking Dead Season 8, Episode 9. Today's the day, February 25th. I can't wait for the episode tonight. How about you? Obviously, spoiler warning, we're going to talk about some things about the episode, and I don't want to ruin it for you if you don't want to know, so I got to put that out there. But for those who want to know and talk about it and discuss it, that's what this video is for. I can't wait for the episode tonight. We'll be doing a live stream later today at 1 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. But first, guys, if you can, join our family, our Walking Dead family, our PT channel community, and it's simple to join. All you got to do is hit that subscribe button, get notifications when we post videos, which is pretty much every day about The Walking Dead. We got a lot of good stuff coming up, and I don't want you to miss out. So today is the last episode of Carl Grimes' character, maybe some flashbacks here and there, but Carl Grimes will be off of the show after this episode, and that's what people are very sad and upset and pissed about. You got to get some tissues ready, be around some loved ones. It looks to be a sad episode. Chandler Riggs has been on some different interviews and saying that he's most proud of this episode, but also it's sad at the same time. So I know for Carl fans, it's going to be tough to watch. And if you like The Walking Dead, it's going to be tough to watch. You lose an original character, Rick, Michonne, Carl. They're going to have to deal with this. Going forward, it's supposed to change the outlook of Rick Grimes for the better, for the worse. I'm not sure. We have to see how it plays out. But Carl Grimes has been around with us since the very beginning, and it's going to be sad to see him not be a part of the show anymore. And that's what people are pissed about. And I understand that. I just don't like how it's being portrayed that he got bit off camera. He's supposed to shoot himself off camera. So we're not going to see the bite, the death, but I guess it's a callback to the Lori death at the prison in season 3. The dialogue with Lori said, "You're going to beat this world," and now Carl says that to Rick. So everything's coming back around again. Season 8 is the callback season, so this is probably the start of more callbacks for the second half of season 8. Just looking at this picture right here, you just see he's like, man, I'm on my way out. I just don't have much time now. And I wonder how much the time actually is, if it's the same night, if it's the next day, how many hours have gone by. Sadiq, to me, is going to be a ruined character because he's going to be kind of the cause of Carl's death, even though the walkers bit him and Sadiq didn't kill him or anything, but he's going to be connected with Carl. So how can people like this character going forward? They're going to see Carl's death in relation to Sadiq's character. So I'm not sure the future of Sadiq's going to be that well on the show because you already have this character connected with a character's death like Carl's. We'll see how it plays out, but I know a lot of people are going to be pissed when Carl actually dies. I know people are still writing comments to me like, I don't believe it. Carl's not going to die. It's not true. I can't believe it till I see it. I just can't wait for this episode to be done so people can realize that Carl's actually going to be gone, and that'll end the debate. And then they're going to say, well, he could be on Fear now. He still could be around. No, he's writing his last letters to his loved ones. He's going to go out. He's going to take himself out in the church. He's going to be buried at Alexandria, and it's just going to be gone, and it's going to be done, and it's going to be resolution for it, and I can't wait for that because I'm ready to move on from it. As much as I'm ready for the sad episode and the last episodes of Carl Grimes, I am just ready for people to realize that he's not going to come around, and all those videos are saying that he's going to be immune, it's going to be happen, we can just move on from that. But Carl, Judith, it's going to be sad, especially when Judith grows up later in the series, and hopefully she remembers Carl. She might look at a picture and she's like, who's that? Because she's so young here, and that's going to be another heartbreaking thing to watch because she could have had a relationship with Carl. I believe she should have had a relationship with Carl, but I'm sure The Walking Dead will paint the picture of Carl's legacy the rest of the series. It's going to still be there. Carl is not going to be completely killed off in the world of it. The character will for sure, but the characters that's still alive will never forget Carl. This connection, even with Negan, Rick, Michonne, Daryl, everybody on there will have a connection with Carl going forward in the rest of the series, even though he's not going to be around, which sucks because the future of the Whisperers and the connection with that. And that's what Chandler Riggs is kind of upset about too, because he was excited for the Whisperer arc. I'm sure with Lydia, Alpha, Beta, the characters there, Carl had a lot of story coming up. So what's the world of The Walking Dead going to be like in the future? Alexandria, it's all tore up. We'll see some fight scenes, some walkers. There's going to be a lot more walkers, it looks to be, in the second half of season 8 because they were kind of, since season 7, they were not really thought of as a problem anymore. You got to, fear the people, what people do. But the Carl, Michonne, Rick connection, it's sad. Basically, Carl's getting the comic Andrea death, and it's crazy to think that Laurie Holden, the actress who played Andrea, had an 8-year contract on the table for that character. She was probably supposed to die here, not Carl, but I just thought that was interesting. We'll see Dwight's evolution in the series evolve even more in season 8 with Daryl and Simon and Negan, and it's going to be pretty interesting to see how it's connected with the show and the comic, because Daryl and Dwight aren't connected in the comic at all because Daryl doesn't exist. And we'll see how everything happens here with Rosita and Tara, and people are worried about Tara and worried about a couple other characters. We'll see how it plays out in the season 8 second half, but there's going to be some deaths. There's going to be some different tangents and storylines and deviations. Michonne's taking out these walkers. Like I said, there's going to be more walkers in the second half of season 8, even though there's like a full nude walker, and we have just crazy stuff like that the writers are putting in, I guess, but they're trying to mix it up a little bit where walkers will still be a problem, probably setting up, introducing the connection with the Whisperers at some point. Michonne, Rick, Carl, the group's all going to be together at Hilltop down the road, and there's going to be more battles, there's going to be more things, and I'm excited for it, guys. I know a lot of people aren't. It's going to be upsetting this episode, but it's supposed to be. Season 7 was very upsetting and killed off a lot of characters. Season 8 is continuing that thing, so I don't know if The Walking Dead can survive. And with the ratings like it used to have, I think that's gone. It's still going to have huge ratings. It's still going to do very well, but I think the huge ratings of Season 4 and Season 5 are gone. I know a lot of people are going to watch tonight's episode, and then they're going to be done with the series, is what they say. I'm going to watch the entire series until it goes off the air. I know a lot of people agree with me too, but I can see why people will give it a break. Some people are not feeling it, but there's going to be some big storylines that might draw you back in, setting up season 9 as well. I think the writers have to know about the nuclear decision they made with Carl. It's a problem, but the Saviors, the Sanctuary, I just don't like when you watch the marathon of season 6 and season 7 and season 8 even. It's like the Saviors have too much power, and it's frustrating to watch. The Walking Dead needs to change that balance of power back to Rick's side, and hopefully we get that more in the second half of season 8. Watching the season 7 marathon yesterday, when you see Ezekiel and Jared and Gavin and this, and you're like, and it's just Richard's fighting back, and then you see Morgan doesn't know what to do, and he's in clear mode. And even in this parts where he has the sanctuary locked down, then Daryl drives the trash truck in there, and you're like, oh, there's the avenue they had to get out. Morgan doesn't fire a shot, doesn't take any of the Saviors down. The Saviors come after him, and it's just frustrating because Morgan is in clear mode, but he's kind of by himself. Carol's by himself, and then Daryl went rogue, and we just need the Saviors to go down, the balance of power to come back towards Rick, in my eyes. Morgan, Rick, there's going to be a problem with them at the end of the season, and we'll see what happens for when Morgan decides to leave the group. Like I said, more walkers. We've seen more walkers in these trailers, teasers, promos than all of season 7. There wasn't that many walkers at all. Season 8, the return of the walkers. I think there's going to be more and more walkers in second half of season 8 and in season 9, because obviously the Whispers are coming at some point. Now, remember, guys, not every walker we're going to see is a connection with the Whispers. Is that a Whisper? Is that a Whisper? I know people are going to be doing that this entire second half of season 8. Maybe we have some connections. Maybe there's some little, Easter eggs or hints at them, as there should be. But it would be kind of obvious. We'll see. I'll point them out when we have that. We'll be posting videos all the time. Sunday night, Mondays, the whole weeks, the review of the episodes. We'll be doing those live streams every Sunday at 1 o'clock. I'm excited for the second half of season 8. How about you guys? We got some great information in future videos that we've been saving to when the episodes come around, with Morgan, with Hilltop, with the weaponized weapons, the walker weapons, the blood and stuff. We have some good information about the finale, Ezekiel, Gavin. So you'll see a big part with Gavin tonight. It's a shame what happens to some of these characters. You start to like some of these characters, and then, the writers do what they do. But the contracts for season 9 will change the series, evidently. If we'll see who gets a contract, who doesn't, if it gets all worked out, I'm talking about with the Maggie news. But that's going to open up some different tangents and deviations, maybe with Carol. Well, obviously with Morgan, maybe Rosita, maybe Ezekiel, because remember, in the comics, you have big story arcs with the Whispers, especially with Ezekiel and Carl, and maybe that changes now. It probably should, because we'll see certain characters aren't going to be there. How do they get to these same storylines? Maybe there's major changes and deviations, but tonight's episode 809 is going to be sad. It's going to be action. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be an episode that we'll all remember. We'll remember this because of the Carl situation, the Carl connection, and we'll see how it plays out. But we'll have resolution one way or another. Talking Dead is going to be Greg Nicotero and Chandler Riggs as of right now. Maybe they have some surprise guests. I hope they do, because if it's Chandler's last episode, hope they have some people there to say goodbye in memoriam to Chandler Riggs. I know I'm going to check it out. How about you guys? So we're going to do a live stream in a couple hours, 1 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, right here on YouTube, Facebook, at the PT channel, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook pages, all this different stuff. Become a PT Peep by subscribing, guys. We got a lot of good stuff coming up. After we hit the 50,000 subscriber mark and the 100,000 subscriber mark, we have prizes, giveaways, and some really cool stuff. To be eligible, you got to be a subscriber to the channel. And thank you guys for watching. I'm excited about the episode. How about you? Post your comments below. And remember, guys, it's not what you know, it's who you know.